Okay, I just wanted to make a Destiny video, kind of a random one. Been kind of feeling like doing some videos lately, so there may be some coming, some Destiny videos and just whatever. Maybe some talking about world events, whatever the case may be. Um, but I really needed to rush out a video because not that anybody watches my channel, but I was just watching this Fallout Plays video, Destiny 2 related, and he says that he's completely incorrect. He was talking about that hot new submachine gun that came out in trials this week called the Immortal. That has a perk called Target Lock, and which increases your damage the longer you shoot someone, and it works in PvP. It's especially good for boss damage in PvE. But with like a SMG or a machine gun or something. But anyways, so he made this video where he concludes that target lock is not increasing with TTK, and that's just false because I can't believe he was this sloppy, but he bases it all on a 7 resilience guardian. And here's the problem. See, it takes 8 bullets, and then the 9th bullet with target lock. This is with target lock. Does 219. And earlier he showed that 9 bullets to the head without target lock does 198, which kills 7 resilience and below. So if you have 8 resilience, 9 bullets doesn't kill you without target lock. If you have 9 resilience, 9 bullets doesn't kill you without target lock. If you have 10 bullets, 9 resilience or 9 bullets doesn't kill you without target lock. Here's the thing. You go over to Trials Report and look at the class breakdown here. 34% of people are on Titans. 29% more of people are on Warlocks. That's 63% of all players. Worse, most of those players should be running 10 resilience. Titans, almost all. Resilience is a really good stat in PvP since they changed it. Everybody knows that. It helps your flinch reduction. And there's no reason not to run it on Titans and Warlocks. On your on Titans, it's your barricade cooldown. So it's just like on Hunters, everybody runs 10 mobility. I'm a Hunter, so I'm familiar with Hunter. And I haven't run Titan or Warlock in PvP in ages. Like literally, for the most part, years. So I don't really remember how they work too much or anything. But I know you want your class ability stat to be 10 all the time. I mean, it's just a must on my Hunter. So I run 10 mobility as a must, and then I go for recovery, which now without powerful friends I can only get to 9, but be that as it may. So yeah, you're gonna run on Titan, you're gonna run 10 resilience automatically. That's 34% of players. The only exceptions I can see is if you're kinda new and you just don't have the armor to hit 10 resilience, or you don't have the knowledge that you need to hit 10 resilience. So there's always going to be some new people in the game. I get that. And I don't know what percent at any given time are newbies. Maybe 10%, maybe 20%. I don't know. But so yes, discounting players who either don't know that you need to be at 10 resilience or don't have the equipment to hit 10 resilience. Pretty much every Titan is going to be 10 resilience out of that 34%. Then even Warlocks, the next class, I believe their class ability is tied to recovery, which is a great stat in PvP. So they'll probably be running 10 recovery. But you can have 2. Well, you used to be able to. It's harder now, if not almost impossible. You probably can with certain fragments and whatnot. I haven't investigated it too much. All I know is I used to run 10 mobility and 10 recovery on my Hunter, because mobility, recovery, and resilience are all on one side. So it's impossible to run like 3 10s through all 3 of those stats at 10, which I would want to do if I could, but I can't as a Hunter. Hunters got hosed. Everybody knows this with the changes, because we have to spec into mobility, which other classes don't want any mobility. But the recovery and resilience are actually useful, and mobility is not. Outside of a class ability cooldown, basically. So, but like my hunter I run right now, before the Lightfall, I could have it like 10. I really get armor, although it's not the what is that armor called? The artifact armor. I don't have that because I've never bothered to farm it, because I've never felt yet, and I don't like PvE that much. I don't really do dungeons. I'm not familiar with the duality dungeons. I've actually never run duality. Whatever. I never did the artifice armor. When this farm was going around this week, I thought about it, but I don't. I have Destiny uninstalled like half the time. That's another long story if you watch my channel, because I don't want to play it too much. So like I had it uninstalled that day that everybody was doing the duality farm, and on top of that, main reason I didn't do it was because like it only takes me an hour on my internet connection to reinstall. But anyways, oh, everyone was saying the armor was not very good stats anyway, so it's like, wow, I didn't bother. But oh yes, back to this thing. So yeah, so like as a hunter, I run 10 mobility and now currently 9 recovery, and I think I've got like 4 or 5 resilience. That's with stasis though, which really busts your stats. It helps your stats a lot. With other classes, I'm lower. I think I'm running 3 resilience with some other classes. Void, for example, I believe. Yeah, I think I run a 10 mobility, 9 recovery, 5 resilience on stasis, but it's like 10, 9, and 3 resilience on void. There's only 2 subclasses I've actually played besides strand, or maybe that's strand. Probably I've played strand this season, but for some reason I've been on a stasis key. But all that's irrelevant. Going back to my point, so 63% of players are warlocks or titans that probably are spec'd into resilience. Now, maybe a little bit less warlocks, especially with no more powerful friends. It might be kind of difficult, just as it's kind of difficult for me to get up my hunter with 10 mobility and 10 recovery anymore. It's probably hard for warlocks to get 10 recovery and 10 resilience anymore. But I bet you they can get 10 recovery and like 8 or 9 resilience. I know they can do that. Just like I have 10 mobility and 9 recovery on my hunter, no problem. It just depends on which 2 out of the 3 stats you spec. And that's my whole point in this video. Any warlock or titan worth their salt should be specking into resilience. Now, like I said, on warlocks they're going to spec more into recovery. But I mean, second should be resilience, and like I said, it should be pretty easy if they've been playing the game a little bit and have good armor, decent armor. It should be pretty easy to get over 7 resilience and still run 10 recovery, because I'm running 10 and 9 on my hunter, no problem. So 10 mobility and 9 recovery. So like I said, so 63% of the player base, most of those, especially in something like trials where everybody's min-maxed to the gills. I mean, I'm sorry, but you go in trials, you may run into some newbie players, some noob teams. You do sometimes, and they're terrible and etc. But if you look there, everybody has everything masterworked. This game is old now. It's the stage where everybody has all masterworked stuff. You know, that tells you that like they've been playing a decent while. I'm talking about everybody. Like, count the non-masterwork weapons or armor that you see in trials sometimes. It's few to non-existent. You know, it just don't happen. So that tells you everybody's been playing a while. So that tells you most of these people are probably going to have good enough armor to have at least over 7 resilience. So the long-winded point of all this is Fallout's video is kind of false, because target lock is decreasing the TTK on everybody with 7 resilience or above, and I'd be willing to bet that is probably, just offhand, if 63% of players in trials this weekend are warlocks or titans, what percentage of those is running 7 or above resilience? My wild guess, what percent of all players then? And the majority of the warlocks and titans would be, I would guess at least 40% of all players. If 63% of all players are warlocks and titans, we know that. and most of the Warlocks and Titans are running over 7 res, we can assume that. I would guess something like 40 to 50% of all players in Crucible, somewhere around half, are running 7 Resil, or above 7 Resil even, 8, 9, or 10 Resil. So that means target lock is decreasing the TTK, unlike half, just an assumption, but at least like a third of all the players in Crucible. So how can you say it's not decreasing the TTK if it does decrease the TTK on half to a third? That's a lot. I mean, a lot. So I thought his whole video, and it's surprising because Fallout kind of considers himself like all scientific, and he's usually real thorough, and I can't believe he just didn't really think this through, or it didn't hit him as a big deal or whatever, because this video is just misleading. It's kind of misinformation. And not even, he does go through he does do a good job of showing how it greatly increases your forgiveness on body shot kills and all that sort of thing. So even, it's kind of crazy. I was actually excited when I went to Twitter today and I heard people discussing how target lock was not like, because I don't have an Immortal. I haven't even bothered playing Trials. I haven't, the game's uninstalled right now. I don't feel like going through the grind of trying to get a good Immortals. I just don't feel like it. And yeah, I just don't feel like it, because I'm figuring also I have a good Shire's Wrath. I have a good, that was my first thought, was like I thought the Ikelos and the Shire's Wrath are just as good basically. It's just another case of Destiny players getting all overhyped over something. But then I found out the target lock is the difference, because the thing about target lock is, unlike kill clip and all of those, you don't have to get a kill to proc it. That's a game changer. Any kind of neutral game perk like that is a game changer. It's like 10 times better than kill clip. So then, like in the last couple of days, I've been hearing a lot of, a target lock Immortal is just, somebody was saying it's more overpowered than Recluse. These are good players. Granted, it's the Destiny community, so they're very full of hyperbolic, however you pronounce that, hyperbole. But it's like another same guy actually, I think, was saying it's comparable to like Not Forgotten and Luna's Howl back in the day. It's that overpowered and that dominant. Don't even bother going into Rumble if you're not rocking a target lock and rangefinder Immortal and this and that. But yeah, the first thing people were saying, it decreases the TTK from 0.67 to 0.58 or something like that. People were saying that target lock decreased the TTK, and I didn't know. So I was like, oh gosh, that does make it really bad. Like a neutral game perk that decreases the TTK is unbelievably powerful, because it just means if I've got a Shire's Wrath has a slightly slower TTK anyway, but if I've got a Ikelos and I'm going up against an Immortal, the Immortal's automatically going to beat me, considering we both hit our shots. The Immortal automatically wins because if target lock decreases the TTK. So that's crazy. But so I was like, this is bad. Like, until they nerf this, like, I'm at a disadvantage because I'm not planning on going out and getting a. The thing is, I'm not gonna go flawless because I'm solo and I'm not very good. So I've only gone flawless one time in all of Destiny 2. So I knew that was out of the options. The only way for me to really get an Immortal is to get to level 10 on Shaxx, which is just going to be a huge pain. It's already Monday afternoon. I may dabble in it and see what kind of rep I'm getting, but which takes like 3,300 points, I think. It just seemed like it was out of reach, like too much work, and then they'll probably just nerf it, or I won't use it or whatever. And then I still got to get a target lock one. That's another thing. Level 10 is just my quickest way to opening up the Immortal, because that's where I get it on St. 14's rewards track. Then I can start focusing it. I'll save up all my engrams up to that point, but it doesn't matter because, like, I don't know, maybe I'll have 7 or 8 engrams by the time I get there, and it just depends. It seems like too much trouble, so I wasn't gonna do it. I still may try, but yeah. So anyways, yeah, I was worried because I don't have a target lock immortal, and I was like, well, I'm going to be at a disadvantage to every target lock immortal now because they kill faster. But then when I saw this video, I was like, cool, it looks like it doesn't kill faster. You know, people were talking about this video on Twitter. It doesn't decrease the TTK. But then after watching this video, I'm kind of depressed again because it's honestly much better than I thought. The forgiveness benefits combined with the what I just talked about in this video about how it does decrease the TTK and everybody over 7 res is still really strong. So this is kind of like I said, a bittersweet. I was excited, like, yeah, okay, cool. Sounds like target lock doesn't. People figured out target lock doesn't decrease the TTK. Nice. No, I'm like, oh, yeah, actually it does. Like, it's really good. So anyway, that's that. Just wanted to make this video to point out a flaw in Fallout's video there.